Hey friends, how is everybody doing? Okay, so I can see we're live. One thing that has not happened is normally my phone clicks in and becomes a camera, but it hasn't happened on this occasion. Hi Robbie, hi Alex, hi Tony, hello Sean, hello Delvers, says Caprice. Thank you Sean, sound and vision, very good. I actually need to take a painkiller, so I'm going to take you to my... Oh, I might have two here. Do we think these look like paracetamol? But better just check. Hi, Heartless. Let's just go to the medicine cupboard. There we go. There's quite a cornucopia of drugs in here. This is what we require today. Well, I've been taking quite a few drugs recently for ill health, which I can tell you all about. But I have a wee headache, as we say in Scotland. So I'm just going to make sure that these are... What meds have you got, Sean? I'm just going to check that these are... I think they're these ones. Yeah, they look identical. So let's do that. Oh, I'm an evening guy. Where's my... I was late coming to the... I got caught up. I've been working on Trench Crusade this evening, so I got caught up in the Heretic Ghost war bands, which are quite formidable if you're deciding to play a war band in Trench Crusade. Formidable. Yeah, quite scary. Yeah, I mean, it's a very bloody campaign, what can I say? And I also got caught up, there's a new Star Wars thing, which is loads of kids. It feels very Spielberg. And there's a little kid in it called Win. So I was doing my work, watching Star Wars, and I got completely sidetracked. So let's have a... Oh, Sean's got a whole bunch of drugs. Okay, Sean, no need to share, no need to show off. I'm very happy you have druggage. I hope it caters to your needs. I am really struggling with allergies. I was incredibly itchy all day yesterday, and the worst thing is that my tongue goes really prickly in my throat, and even when I drink water, like, it irritates my throat. Like a cup of tea is making my tongue go crazy. No Yorkshire Gold for me. Yorkshire Gold made my mouth go absolutely like spiky. I'm going to see the doctor on Thursday and say I need to see an allergy specialist. I'm on, my brother recommended I take antihistamine, so I'm trying that, but even when I'm taking one a day and I'm still itching. And you know me, I'm worried it's going to happen forever, and I don't want to be the incredibly itchy girl. My face has been puffy and red. I put off having a shower till really late today because once I've showered, my skin feels more itchy. So, it's not fair. You guys know, we've been together a long time with Mira having ups and downs. I'm just wondering, when do I get my up? Also, apropos of nothing that any of you can help me with, I fear that because I unleashed the allergy in my room with this brand new rug, which was like incredibly just made me go, wah, immediately. Now when I go in my bedroom, I feel like there's something in there, but I've hoovered loads, I've dusted loads. So now looking at my bedroom, like, do I need to remove a carpet? Do I need to buy a new bed? I've already bought all new bedding. I've already washed my sheets with a different conditioner. Anyway, as you all know, the effects of illness on somebody with a mental health illness like anxiety is pretty bad. So that's what's been going on with me this week. So I'm very excited to hear about other people's drugs. So Sean has got too many to tell us about. Heartless has a fistful of antidepressants, which seems a bit seems a bit excessive, a fistful. Oh, the other effect I'm having is I feel like I'm getting a wee temperature and my head feels it, my brain feels inflamed. I'm pretty sure that's a psychosomatic effect. Yes, Tony says, Trench Crusade makes the heresy look warm and cuddly from what I've seen. Capri says, no mystery pills. Itchy Girl, it's not a superhero name, trust me. And Heartless says, trust me, a fistful is the bare minimum I require. Well, Inspector Will has cholesterol pills. Fantastic. I think I really do need to look at my diet and my cholesterol as well. So, yeah. I would like to share one of the benefits of working on Trench Crusade is that I do get to be in a chat with Tuomas Pirinen, who, if people don't know, created Mordheim, worked for Games Workshop, and is an all-round crazy, huge name in the gaming industry. And then I also work with Mike Francina, who's an amazing artist who's worked on loads of franchises and games. And then James Sheriff, who's a sculptor and, again, an incredible artist. So, yeah, Mike, I was talking, you'll all be really proud of me. I was doing some editing, and one of the weapons was described as how do I get this right? I don't want to mess this up now. I'm showing off about it. One of the edits was, we had something in there, a smoothbore long rifle that was a musket. So I just was like, if it's smoothbore, chaps, can it be a rifle? Because as far as I understand, you need rifling inside. You can't have rifling and a smoothbore, because the way it's a rifle is if there's something inside the barrel to make the bullet go like this. And I was correct, and I was so proud of myself. I have no idea how I knew that. I can only think I've spent too much time with Arbiter Ian and Dan and all the Gaunt's Ghosts chat. So, yeah. So I was very pleased with myself. How exciting. I know, I think I don't really need to know any more rifle facts. So yeah. The rifle is frequently misused for any longer gun. Well, we can't have that, can we? Not in Trench Crusade. So if everybody slags off my editing and I got that one thing right, fair enough. But also trying to work on a game and keep that kind of very intense tone and not edit it so it's all really easy to read and la la la. You have to make it dark and a bit gritty and da 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 da. Some of the descriptions come and hang over you like vultures of death. It's been really interesting, stepping out of trying to make it readable, bubbly, which is quite often my job as an editor, is to make things more readable. Or I work with lots of copy, for companies that are trying to sell things, so it's really interesting to just dive into the dark and not worry if it's not mega readable. You want to get people wrapped up in the story. Yes, it's readable, but it's a complicated and excruciating sentence sometimes to match the content, which is just blowing my mind. That must be how real authors and editors feel. Wow, wowie zowie. So that's a lovely fact that we've got there. We've had an extra fact about rifling and guns, but the fact that Well Inspector provided for us all today, our fact of the day is, did you know when Will told me this and I looked it up before to sound as if I knew what I was talking about. The fact of the day, when water or anything freezes, it heats up the surrounding area. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. Of course, because entropy, which is a word Bad Religion taught me. Entropy, it's not a human issue. Entropy, it's a matter of course. So yeah, thank you for that fact today, Will. Heartless says, once upon a time I thought I'd go off antidepressants, but I've come to realise that's an unrealistic goal. Heartless, whatever keeps us going one step at a time, one day at a time, whatever helps fix us, let's keep it going. Robbie, I went on the Christmas do, I'm still wrecked. Hooray! Robbie, if anyone deserves a Christmas do, it is you. Postman works so hard for us. Thank you, love, respect, especially this time of year. I hope you're getting lots of lovely Christmas tips and cake and Christmas cards and money. Sean, my cat's got her insulin injection in 30 minutes. Oh, poor kitty. Send your cat our love, Sean. What's your cat called? That's so cute. Will says the rifling can come from the ammo as well. This is common in hunting shotguns. Oh, interesting. So you could have a smooth bore rifle with rifling. What's it called? Shot, I guess. Interesting. Sean, are you pushing for unicorns in Trench Crusade? I think I can show you. Nope, better not do that yet. Better check what I've got up on my screen. I can show you what you get if you work with the Trench Crusade gang and you mention unicorns and how you'd like them to be in the universe. So this is a original Mike Francina. Who was asked, I asked about unicorns in Trench Crusade. I said, I'm happy to talk about shotguns with my limited new knowledge of rifling. Come to me when you need an expertise in unicorns. And Mike replied, I drew a unicorn once. Corn accepts your offering. So there you go. That's what you get. If you, that's what you get. So well done all of us. But Mike Francina, God bless. And that will be my Instagram post of the evening. Rifling makes a rifle. Hello, Christian. Hello, Dartharus. Sneak in some well inspection words. Maybe if I get to do a thanks, which I won't, because I'm nothing to do with the £5 million Kickstarter, it's all their work. I would thank the well inspectors of Miramanga's Grimdark Buddies. Obvs. If I ever write anything, of course you will all be thanked. Heartless says, I knew that regarding the ice. That's one of the reasons there's liquid under the surface of Pluto. Because I guess if Pluto's always making ice, it keeps the bit underneath warm. If the atmosphere, is there an atmosphere on Pluto? Who knows? I don't judge taking meds. It's just the side effects. I hear you, Heartless. I came off antidepressants to go onto HRT, and I worry that side effects of my HRT is now all my histamine's gone mad and I'm mega allergic, so I'm going to ask to go off the HRT because I don't need it other than for my anxiety and depression symptoms. But I think if I'm itchy constantly, it will make me depressed. Christian says, most modern tank guns are not bored, so they can fire missiles as well as projectiles. Good to know. Yeah, because you can't switch out a tank gun. You don't get toffee if you mix up tea and coffee. Happy Haribo. Bless you. You get to coffee, which sounds very Vulcan. Grimdark Unicorn. Sell that shirt, says Will. I would, but I believe it belongs to Mike Francina. Dartharus, I feel like the Ottoman faction could have a unicorn killy death unicorn as one of their mutant gribbles. Sean's cat's name is Lola, although she's 17. The vets are always saying how young she looks. Lovely. Ugh, Heartless needs a new medication that doesn't make them sweat so much. I hear that. When I was on antidepressants, my mouth was constantly dry. So, happy birthday today to American actor Don Johnson of Miami Vice. That's the celebrity birthday we're having today. And we are back to our coloured candles today. I thought we could go for a blue candle today to celebrate the Ultramarines, who are getting all the attention in the secret level episode of Warhammer that some of you might have seen on Netflix, which Arbiter Ian has done a lovely video for. 30k people have watched that, Arbiter Ian, explaining the Warhammer episode in secret level on Netflix. I didn't understand any of it until I watched Ian's video, which shows a terrible lack of progress in my Warhammer knowledge. But we can choose, would we like to use, I think this is round the wrong way, the multicoloured calcifers, which I'm really scared what happens when we run out of these, because these used to be at my parents' house, which we don't have anymore. And we also have a choice of our Desert in Bloom luxury safety matches with these colours. So please choose Lucifer or Desert, and we'll choose the matches to use. And of course, I'm accompanied by my erstwhile loyal partner, Mr. Pugh. I've just forgotten the meaning for the word erstwhile. The pressure seems to be okay on Mr. Pugh. We haven't had to use him yet. Always good. Neil says it's also, hello Neil, it's Ralph Ineson's birthday today. Game of Thrones, Chernobyl and the new voice of Galacticus. Galacticus, I've forgotten who Galacticus is. Can you remind me? Thank you for the well wishes, Heartless. I wish all of us health, wealth. I've never had so many health problems in my life as in 2024. And it's completely changed my perspective and made me feel like a very bad human for not respecting other people's illnesses prior to this. So it's made me a better person, which was about time, frankly. Let's face it. Will, my wife hated the secret level episode. Will, I didn't hate it, but I felt it was such a lost opportunity. I know it has to big up the computer game, Space Marines 2. That's why it got included, but there's so much lore. I don't know. I really struggle with it. I struggle with animation that is mostly very dimly lit, dark fighting. Pew pew, you know. Give me some story. Neil's parents' cat lived to be 24. Holy flipping hell. Yes, Will says it's completely incomprehensible to outsiders. Absolutely. It's very much like if you know, you know with Warhammer. Pluto was much happier being demoted, suggests Happy Haribo. Hanging out with the dwarf planets is much more fun. You can get up to all sorts in the Kuiper belt without those nosy astronomers looking at you. Plus Ceres, which is interesting. Don't know who Ceres is. Good old cuddly kitty, says Sean. Tony, sitting here in my pale suit, t-shirt, no socks and white shoes in celebration of today's birthday shout out. Yes, happy birthday to Don Johnson. Don Johnson. That's the other thing. My brain has gone bad again. Bad brain because of itchiness. Galacticus is the celestial eater of the world from the MCU Fantastic Four. No dialogue did not help. I agree, Will. No dialogue in a Netflix thing. Heartless, the lore is so dense. I thought it wasn't a terrible idea to focus on some story and action, but that's a fair point. Jim, I've seen some outsiders that loved it because it just throws them in, made them curious. I love that we call them outsiders. I saw an outsider wandering into our 40k galaxy. Yes, Tony, Neil hopes you also went out for a jaunt in your Ferrari. And Ceres is a planetoid in the asteroid belt. Yes, Ceres is featured in The Expanse, which is one of my all-time faves. I love The Expanse. Oh, Neil Adams. Look, you just did a membership as I did the light show. Thank you so much. Melon Gazpacho, James Nicholson at RKW, Jade Sadler, Adam Cornish. You're a mixture of Adam Buxton and Joe Cornish, and Richard Greathead. Welcome to YouTube Mirror Manga membership. You are now a Mirror Manga Space Marine Grimdark buddy, which we so appreciate. Thank you so much. Yay! Join us, join us. I have noticed the numbers are dropping the more I waffle. Sorry about it. It's just how we roll. Anyway, we haven't chosen our matches, so I will make an executive decision. We're going for the Lumieres. Let's choose a ultramarine blue. Theme is very blue this evening. Mr. Pugh is to my right. He's ready. He's ready. The music you can hear in the background is our fighting fantasy music, because we will get there at a certain point. Yes, thank you for the generosity. I will maybe be able to get my godson his Christmas £30 towel request this year. You're all very, very generous. Thank you. Like literally, I think it's mostly you guys that have helped me. I'm almost at 9,000 subscribers, everybody. Can you imagine? So here we go. It's a beautiful blue, ultramarine blue flame. And I will go and turn the light off because I can't. My Alexa's broken. Chat amongst yourselves. Yes. Welcome, newcomers. So this flame should look blue. Do we think it's bluey? So yes. It doesn't really light up much. I'm glad we've got electricity nowadays. Alexa, run a level 1 diagnostic.
I don't know that.
Useless. Alexa, do you like Warhammer?
Here's something I found on the web. According to TotalWar.com, Warhammer is great.
According to TotalWar.com, Warhammer is great. Ceres is Demeter, apparently. Ultramarine blue for Mr. Pugh, says Haribo. Ceres is Persephone's mum. And Haribo's got sitting housemate's cat. Yay! Hey, new people who've just got a membership, do jump in the chat and say hello. Tell us about you. Tell us what chapter you play. Whether you are a Tau or an Eldar or a horrible words bearer, word eater, let us know. Blue Fire of Chintz, no thank you. Thank you, Nom. Have you considered two £15 towels instead? I have not, but I will try that. It's got to be a weird experience, says Dartharus, being in-laws to the gods. I know, right? What do you buy them for Christmas? Okay, who is ready to play our fighting fantasy game? And we need to find our walkthrough again, because let's face it, we're on the struggle bus. Freeway Fighter. Here we go, Mario. Let's load it up and get you all on there. Can you all see? Hopefully you can see a screen where it says, I thought that's what you said, but it's just I've never heard of them before. I hope they aren't all as good at racing as you. I'm going to join the others now, says the tattooed man, who looked very like, can you see that? No. I'm reading from the screen that I think that you can see. Has that worked? There we go. One day we'll get there. Right, face CSM, not game cam. Face cam, not game cam. Orcs says heartless. Sean says orcs. That's one shiny towel. It's Towley from SpongeBob, which is why it's expensive. Okay, we've got 17 people in the chat today. I'm definitely losing. We're hemorrhaging we're hemorrhaging viewers. I definitely think it's down to me just wanting to chat with you all. And so we'll get into the game and hopefully we'll pick up some more viewers. Neil, thank you so much for giving out memberships. Thank you so much, anyone who's ever given out a membership. It's super, super helpful. It gives me a wee income through this channel and it does help me build up my subscriber numbers. Can you imagine if I get to 10,000 subscribers? I feel like Ian would be so proud of me. So there we go. Neil says the new guard detachment released today looks pretty sweet. And Heartless says the Krieg models blew my mind. The new guard detachment is focused on scions and flyers / transports. Thank you. Towley's from South Park and is perpetually high on drugs, just FYI. Thank you. I did not know that was the subtext there, Will. Oh no, I only know Mr. Hanky. Howdy ho, everybody. Okay. Right, so I thought that's what you said, but it's just that I never heard of them before. I hope they aren't all as good at racing as you are. I expect I'll see you again. I'm going to join the others now, says the tattooed man. Much to your relief, he walks away, leaving you to drive off down the rough road to the main road where you turn right to head south. Okay, so let's see where we were in that walkthrough, everyone. Okay. We've just told that fella that we are from the Black Rats. Okay. Refuse his offer politely and return south is the next. That's interesting, because in the past we've taken up his offer. You flash past a handwritten sign which reads, Pete makes engine sweet, 1 mile to the left. You slow down as you approach a stone building with a corrugated iron workshop attached to it, which has the words Spark Plug Pete's painted on a billboard on top of the roof. There are a few cars parked on the forecourt. As you come to a halt, a thin, pale man appears from the workshop, wearing an oily blue mechanic's overall and a baseball cap. He waves and says, Nice car. Pretty fast, I guess, but not as fast as old Pete can make it. If you're interested, I like payment in credits and goods. I'll do a good job for you. So, our walkthrough says if you wish to stop, we can let him modify the engine. If we would rather refuse and continue, we should go south. Which is, yeah, basically what the walkthrough said we should do. What do people want to do? Happy wants to fly in the face of the walkthrough and stop, as well as an Imperial Guard mobile bath unit with ratlings. Heartless, I would have voted to have Pete work on the car, and Will would too. Okay, and Robbie, let's stop. Okie dokie. I'm just going to bookmark here in case, for some reason, if you get the super engine, it means you can't complete. Oh, you drive onto Pete's forecourt and park the Interceptor. Pete quickly examines the engine and says that the acceleration could be improved, but he tells you the cost will be 100 credits, which it looks like we don't have. So I've used our cheating tools to give us free choice and unlock that option. Has he been vetted by Checkatrade? No, but we can leave a review on trustpilot.com. Hey, you never know, says Heartless. Sometimes fighting fantasy have red herrings that seem good but knock you out of competition. That's so true. Not that y'all don't know that already, says Heartless. I agree. Jen, hello, welcome to the chat. Exciting news Jen has got. Jen, you should let the chat know what you're up to with your authordom. So let us get our car fixed up. Okay, you settle down to relax in the shade while Pete busily sets to work on the engine. He taps and bangs away, whistling happily, while we drift in and out of light sleep. 2 hours later, he slams down the reinforced engine cover and says, okay, she's ready to roll. After giving Pete the 100 credits and 2 packs of medical supplies, you start up the Interceptor and accelerate away as fast as possible. Hello, Grace. You can feel the extra acceleration in your back and smile contentedly. Pete has done a good job and you gain 1 luck point. And now turn to page 88. It's not long before the green vegetation gives way to more barren terrain, with tufts of dry grass dotted on the top of the stony brown earth. You soon arrive at the edge of the desert, where the road is joined by another main road leading east. So we have a choice here, people. We can stick to the walkthrough, or now we've got that extra petrol, we can try and do this by ourselves. We can step into independence and, yeah, what should we do? Do we want to follow the walkthrough or do we want to go independent? Please write walkthrough into the chat or write independent and let us know what you want to do. Robbie, are you still with us? Are you still drinking? Have you had some snacks? How is the dog? Robbie's just got home from his Royal Mail works do, which, as we all know, probably went on ferociously. Someone mentioned before that the extra speed guzzles your gas too fast. Interesting. Yes, congratulations to Jen, who has a new book on the way. And Jen has kind of stepped out of the fairy world in the same universe, but in a more sci-fi vein. So we're so stoked and excited for you to publish that one, Jen. And congratulations on turning out these books, which I know is no mean feat. Very proud of you. Robbie, I'm still here. Work's due was yesterday. Thank goodness, Robbie. I don't know whether Mira's happy, sad, or undecided about Fae Book 3 being off the board for now. I think I'm with you, Jen. If you've had a feeling as a creative author in your own right, and that's where it's taking you, that makes me overjoyed. And I'm happy to wait for the Fae if and when they return. Robbie says, the dog's been looking through me after me all day. So, of all of our current long-standing members, of which there is Dartharus, Alex, Robbie, and Sean, we're all here for the walkthrough, and Will. We all know we're rubbish at this, so let's persist with the walkthrough. Okay, so we keep going south. All right. The landscape turns to a reddish brown as you drive further into the desert. The road runs south, straight as an arrow, and is virtually clear of abandoned cars. As you drive along, something you recognise catches your eye. It's an overturned interceptor which must have veered off the road and rolled over after its driver died at the wheel. So the walkthrough is telling us we must stop and see if there are any spares worth taking. There is one wheel in reasonable condition remaining on the interceptor. The tyre's flat but can easily be inflated again with the can of Flat You Fix. It does not take long to remove the wheel and store it inside our own car. So, do we take a look and crash? Yes, we're going to have to get a snake bite. I was like, will this walkthrough allow us not to be bitten by a snake? No. Heartless says, I'd vote walkthrough too, by the way. Seems like folks are getting a bit tired of this. Yeah, maybe it's me, or maybe I'm being a bad host. I could be more enthusiastic about this. Apologies. Robbie, my brain's not really capable of making decisions today. Robbie, same. So let's look through the car and see what we discover. I wonder if any of the lovely people that Neil gave those memberships to are still with us. You are very welcome to jump into the chat and say hello. Let us know who you are. Any newbies, we love to chat with you all. We pull open the driver's door and reach inside to open the glove compartment. Suddenly we hear a rattling sound and realise with horror we've disturbed the nest of a rattlesnake. The snake strikes and bites your arm, emptying deadly poison into your veins. Eesh! So we've treated it, thank goodness. We have a pack of medicine from our med kit. We inject ourselves with snake bite serum and dress the wound. However, the treatment does not increase your stamina, it merely prevents the poison from killing you. So we lose 1 skill point and 2 stamina points. However, we have coiled plastic tubing now, which is a lovely addition to our inventory. Okay. With your arm still throbbing painfully, you drive off south again. In your rearview mirror, you see trouble. A motorbike and a sidecar steadily closing up on you. The passenger is holding a machine gun mounted on the nose of the sidecar. He reminds you of early pilots with his goggles and a leather flying cap. Both men are wearing black scarves over their mouths to keep the wind-blown something out of their lungs. When they are no more than 50 metres behind, they signal their intention by firing a burst from a machine gun at the interceptor, and we lose an armour point. So we're still in one piece. Are we going to have to fight? Okay, we have options here. We can drop a canister of iron spikes, we can release some oil, or we can return fire with a machine gun. This says use rocket. Oh no, that says release oil on the road. Okay, so we're going to release oil. I like this setting, says Dartharus. Just feel like we're hitting too many dead ends. Yes, Will, that snake. Any well inspector will tell you that snakes are the arch nemesis of a good well inspection outing. Poor Sydney the snake was woken up again. We did spikes last time, but it worked, but oil is good. Maybe oil is better. Sean, release the snakes! I wish we had snakes. You press the release button, which empties the canister of oil in a thick spray over the road. The motorcycle combination runs over the road at high speed and skids off the road. Woohoo! It rolls over in the sand and disappears from view as you drive away. The kilometres roll by and the petrol gauge is reading almost empty again. Luckily, we do have a full can of petrol this time. You stop the car and pour the contents of the can into the petrol tank. You know that you do not have enough fuel to reach San Anglo and wonder where you will find some more in this desert wilderness. It's a depressing thought which weighs on your mind as you set off again. Okay. Keep driving south and then we're going to go into a fight and use the rocket launcher. That looked less like goggles and a scarf and more like a motorbike helmet, says Jen. I agree. Interesting. Okay, so at this choice, the walkthrough says, we see an abandoned police car half covered by a drift of sand, but it advises us to keep driving south. Let's just see what happens if we were to check it out. Rockets, pew pew pew. Let's... free choice. Whoever was driving the car must have taken everything with them. And we're going to try and open the boot by cheating. The boot flies open and inside you find a bulletproof vest. Gain 1 luck point and a skill point. I wonder why it said not to do that. Interesting. You return to your car to drive on. Oh gosh. Parked in the middle of the road ahead of you is a bizarre looking vehicle. It looks like a pickup truck, which has been converted to resemble a Roman chariot. It even has scythes attached to its wheels. A huge bare-chested man wearing a gladiatorial helmet which covers his face is standing at the back of the truck, holding onto a double-barreled machine gun. He signals to his driver to drive forward in battle. You have no choice but to fight this new age gladiator. There's quite a lot of topless men in this adventure. I'm not complaining. Hot Vader, says Will. Oi, Darth Vader, you're in the wrong franchise. Well, the walkthrough said use rocket, so why not use the rocket? Using rocket. Chariot is blown to bits. Tap to continue. I'm happy with that. I think that's the best bit of fantasy fighting we've ever done. If you win this vehicle comment, turn to 91. Well, we did win. You press on south as quickly as possible and switch on the radio. I'm Spartacus, says Tony. You press on south as quickly as possible and switch on the radio, hoping to establish contact with San Anglo. However, no voices are audible above the crackling static. You decide to leave it on anyway in case somebody tries to make contact with you. After driving a further 15 kilometres, you come to another junction in the road. Somebody has left a sign there which reads engine and body repairs in crude writing and shows an arrow pointing east. What does the walkthrough say? It says head east. Well, it says keep going south. And we're going to -1 luck now, so everybody strap in. After 30 kilometres or so, the road suddenly ends. Road construction vehicles stand idle, left to the ravages of the desert heat and wind. There's no sign of life. The road you're driving along was never finished before the catastrophe, and we lose 1 luck point. To your left, the terrain is flat and stony. To your right and straight ahead, there's nothing but sand. That would really freak me out, driving across sand. So we're not going to do that, and the walkthrough says don't do that. But I am really curious as to what would happen if I drove a car through sand. So let's see. You manage to drive south only 8 kilometres before the interceptor becomes bogged down in soft sand. The wheels spin, sending clouds of sand into the air, but you only succeed in burying the interceptor deeper. You curse your luck, but there's no hope of extracting the car from the soft sand without help. You try to dig it out, but it's a futile struggle, and you realise despondently that you will have to abandon the interceptor. With luck, you'll make it back to New Hope and try to reach San Anglo again another time. Well, we're not going to accept that. We are going to do what the walkthrough suggested. So we check our compass to make sure we are heading directly east. The interceptor vibrates as it crosses the stony ground, and suddenly you hear a loud bang. The interceptor becomes difficult to steer, the obvious sign of a flat tyre. You stop to inspect the damage and find that the tyre has been blown and cannot be inflated by Flat U Fix. Luckily, we have a spare tyre. Yeah. You jack the car up and put on the spare wheel. A few minutes later, you're driving east again, carefully trying to avoid sharp stones. You drive on for another hour across the bumpy terrain until you finally reach another road running north to south. You turn right on it, grateful to be driving on a smooth road again. You pass an articulated truck which looks as though it's only recently been parked. Just going to catch up with the chat. I feel like our car would naturally have had a crowbar in the boot, says Darthrus, wasn't really cheating. Sean comparing the gladiator rocket fight. This is like when Indy shoots the swordsman. Jen, Mira one-shotting a chariot. She'd be the greatest Roman gladiator ever. Thank you. Sean, do you know the behind-the-scenes reason that caused that? Oh, yes. The reason Harrison Ford shot the swordman was because he had the shits and he couldn't do the fight scene. Good fact. We've had loads of good facts today. Will says, low battery. No! Get your battery sorted, Will. Need a can of petrol for the laptop, says Dartharus. Heartless says, I'll pipe down. I guess I'm chattier than usual. No, you gave us a good fact. Facts are good. That truck has petrol. I can feel it. Oh, Heartless. So naive. This truck is probably wired up to explode. Poor Mr. Ford. The improv made a great scene. It did, didn't it? Okay, so let's see what the walkthrough instructs. Examine the truck and, we get to use our tubing. So we will look at the truck. Heartless, maybe you're correct. There's nothing of use inside the cabin and its wagon is empty. We automatically tap the petrol tank to see if there's any fuel left, and we're surprised to discover that there is. The tank is made of reinforced steel and we wonder how we can extract the petrol. So we're going to use our plastic tubing. You place an empty petrol canister under the tank's petrol tank. You place an empty petrol canister under the truck's petrol tank and connect them. Oh, I've got low battery. My friend Tom just messaged me. Oh, thank you, everybody. My friend Tom just messaged me on my phone. Thank you, everybody. I thought Will was saying that they had a low battery. Tom, I love that you're watching, but you can also chat in the chat. I love that Tom just messaged me on the side. Everybody say hi to Tom. Tom's been having a rough couple of weeks, so we're trying to support, love, and just send loads of support. Yes, Tom has known me since I was 29 years old. So he's had a couple of decades to deal with my... No, is that right? 29. So how many... Almost 2 decades. Okay. You place the fuel inside the interceptor and continue the drive south. Thank you so much, everyone, for letting me know that I needed to put some petrol in my car. We place the fuel inside the interceptor and continue the drive south. Tony says, sorry to be a pedant, but it's more of a drive-through, not a walk-through, unless we run out of petrol. Very good, Tony. I appreciate that. Sean, are you sure the tubing we got in the glove box isn't a snake in disguise? I mean, if it was, it's full of petrol now. If you filled your petrol canister recently, which we did, we can turn to 99. You stop the car and empty the fuel canister into the petrol tank. You see that the interceptor is looking somewhat worse for the wear and wonder if it will last the trip. And let's see what the walkthrough says. It says to carry out some instant repairs. You do what you can to repair the car. It takes you about half an hour to clean the spark plugs, check the oil, tune the carburetor and make sure that nothing vital is damaged. You find that 3 wheel nuts are loose on one of the back tyres and screw them up tight, and you gain 2 armour points. So best to be prepared. And we set off south again. Oh, look at this. Shotgun, fire, car on fire, Dr. Beverly Crusher in dungarees and ripped blouse. The road cuts a straight black line through the nightmare red landscape. The desert heat rises from the sand in shimmering waves, and your air conditioner rattles in its noisy struggle to keep you cool. Your radio picks up nothing, just static and crackles away monotonously. You keep the accelerator pressed to the roof as you speed through the Badlands. Ahead in the distance you see black smoke curling up into the air. You slow down and brake alongside a burning car. It's an old sports car from the last century, a Corvette with its 200 brake horsepower V8 engine. That means it has 8 valves. A beast of the past, abruptly ending its life in a ball of fire. That's some lovely writing. A beast of the past, abruptly ending its life in a ball of fire. Leaning casually against a boulder away from the burning wreck is a blonde woman wearing black overalls and holding a shotgun. When she sees the interceptor approach, she runs out into the road to wave you down. You stop in front of her, your hand reaching for the revolver in case she tries to hijack your interceptor. You ask her where she's going, and in a stern voice she replies, "South, as far as you're concerned. I just want a lift, unless you also belong to that wild gang of road warriors who attacked me." You tell her you're on a mission to San Anglo and offer her a ride. "San Anglo!" she yells. "You must be the person we've been expecting from New Hope." She jumps into the car and introduces herself as Amber. She says that a message went out to all patrol vehicles to be on the lookout for the interceptor, but she had to be sure that you were who you said you were. Sorry, I read that horrifically badly. She also tells you there's a complication. For the last 2 days, San Anglo has been under constant attack from a large gang of road warriors known as the Doom Dogs, led by a man they call the Animal. It was the Doom Dogs who attacked her less than an hour ago. They are determined to massacre, not just attack, massacre the inhabitants of San Anglo to have access to the reserves of petrol. It's now virtually impossible to leave or enter San Anglo without being attacked by the heavily armed cars and motorbikes. There is only one solution: to break into their camp at night and sabotage their vehicles. The look of determination in Amber's eyes convinces you that there's no alternative, and you agree to help her. She slaps the dashboard in eager excitement and tells you to drive south as quickly as possible. Half an hour later, Amber tells you to stop. In the distance, you can see smoke rising in the air. "San Anglo Refinery," she says in a proud voice. "We'd rather die than let the vermin steal the petrol from us. Turn left off the road. It will be dark in an hour, and then we'll have to leave the car and walk on to the Doom Dogs camp." Oh, test your luck. We need a low for luck. Yes. Wasn't that lucky? We rolled low for luck. Will, reminds you of the time Beverly and Deanna did Jazzercise together. Apparently the writers couldn't conceive of 2 women having a conversation without another activity. How could we forget, Will? That scene felt so weird. That's one of the things I love about the new Trek, Will. It dispenses with that kind of nonsense. Which new Trek are you talking about, Heartless? Do all the things to keep us all safe. I hope everybody is well. And yeah, Christmas is a tricky time. I am kind of dreading it because, as you know, I care for my mum who has dementia, so I'm very worried about how to look after her well. And I'm hoping, you know, I'm going to cry a lot this Christmas, so let's just think of the people around us who are like maybe in similar situations or are spending it not with families that they were born into. Let's hope that everyone finds a family of their own choosing. And I'll see you all next Sunday, the Sunday before Christmas, and we'll have a lovely end of year catch up and some Christmas celebrations. Maybe we'll even sing some Christmas songs together. Oh, Heartless, yeah, it's very bittersweet. Have a great week. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you, Neil, as well, for the membership. So we really, really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you all next week. Thank you so much, mods. You're the best. See you soon, and we will finish this dreadful fighting fantasy adventure. Take care, everybody. Good night. Good night, Tony. Thanks for the Christmas tree. Bye, everyone. Oh, we love your grandma too, Heartless. Lots of love, everybody. Good night. See you, Sean.